The craziest part about our world is that everyone is walking around wearing a mask so that they're not judged by other people wearing masks. The world makes you so fearful of what other people might say or do, like if you aren't perfect, if you don't follow the rules, if you don't do everything right, that everyone just like stays locked in their own little world and keeps everyone shut out because they're so busy trying to put on this perfect display of what they look like to everybody else so that everybody else thinks they're fine, right? But everybody else is also wearing a mask, so we're all competing with these fake masks, being like, my mask is the best, can't you tell it's the best? Isn't it the best? And we're all searching for validation from each other, right? And then when we see somebody else's mask looks better than ours, we're like, oh my gosh, like I'm so jealous of them. What are they doing that I'm not doing? And then you think like, oh my gosh, I must be messed up. There must be something wrong with me. I must not be doing enough. But then it turns out that that person underneath is going through similar things that you're going through, but they're just not showing it on the surface. And if we all just took our masks off, then we'd see that we're way more alike than we are different. But again, it's just this competition of who can fake it the best. And it's just the way that society has made us be. Like, we as humans want connection. We want to be heard. We want to be around people who have gone through the same things as us. Like, we are naturally empathetic beings. I truly believe that at my core. But for some reason, it's like we've been put into this world where we're all wearing this thing on the outside that just keeps everything in. It's like a wall. We're all walking around with a wall that doesn't let anybody in. So we can't see that the other person actually is way more similar to us. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like if everybody is putting on this fake mask, then we think that's the standard and that's normal, when really the actual normal is who you are underneath. And once you start opening up and you break down the wall that everyone has on, then a lot of us would agree on the same things. A lot of us would be like, yeah, man, like I went through that experience too. Yeah, this really sucked too. Yeah, I went through a lot of emotional ups and downs. Yeah, life was really hard this time. Yeah, like I don't feel confident in myself every day. Like if you take off the mask, we're so much more alike than we are different. And so this like idea that everyone has to be out for themselves, it keeps us fighting against each other, and we keep raising the standard. But what standard is it? It's a fake standard. None of us are actually attaining it. We're all just pretending that we are. And so it's like friction. We just keep creating more and more friction. The prices of things keep rising. Everything keeps rising. Everything keeps getting more complicated, more difficult. And meanwhile, underneath, we're all like, just trying to survive. And then like, but everyone else thinks everyone else is fine because nobody's really talking. And then everyone's talking about like, you got to stay detached. You can't be too attached to someone or too attached to people. And it's like, when did feeling become a problem? Like, when did loving something become a problem? Like, I get it. You could get hurt in the process of that, but that's what makes life meaningful, is connection and emotion and vulnerability. Because think of it this way, like the people that you have the deepest relationships with aren't perfect connections. They're ones where you've cried with that person, you've yelled at them maybe. Like, there's so many ups and downs that happen in that connection to make it strong, but that's what makes it strong, is putting pressure on the connection. It's emotion. When we're all disconnected from each other, then we're all just these little individual pieces floating around trying to figure out life, when really if we all just came together as one, if we all just finally started to see that we have similar beliefs, similar values, like similar problems that we're going through, then wouldn't life be so much easier? Because now we all could just help each other out. And again, the world makes it seem like, oh, we would never help each other out because everyone's always going to be out for themselves and we're always going to be fighting each other. But why would we be fighting each other when there wouldn't be scarcity anymore? Like, when there wouldn't be this crazy standard to uphold, because we'd break down the wall and see that the standard isn't even real. When you take away the crazy standards, you literally take away this like fight for the top, because the top doesn't even exist. It never did. It was always this big lie that everything exists up here and only the 1%, the top 1%, the chosen ones can get up here. Like, I hate that saying, by the way, the chosen ones. Anyone in spirituality that says that, please stop saying that. Like, please stop. But yeah, again, if you take away this unrealistic future standard that you have to attain, then instantly it's like pressure is relieved. When it's just like, you can just exist as you are now. You can be the person that you are now. You can be flawed. You can have problems. You can talk things out that you need to. Like all the pressure is removed. The only reason we're all fighting each other is because like we think that there's some place we all have to rush to when there isn't anywhere to go. And another thing is that society convinces us all that there's only one path or one way to live, right? Like, there's only one, sort of way to get to your goals, and that's like hard work, going to school, doing all this crap, which most of us know it's half a lie at this point. But if each person, just got to express themselves how they are, then we'd start to value individuality more. And we'd start to see that each person has a different way of living, has a different way of doing things. Like, we talk about people with ADHD minds. It's just a different way of thinking. Like, it doesn't mean somebody's broken. It doesn't mean they need pills and therapy and all this stuff. It just means they have a different way of living and they don't fit into the standard system. Because the standard system is not meant for everyone. It's meant for one person's sort of like plan for the future. But we were always meant to create our own paths. And we were meant to work in communities and each have our individual thing that we brought to the world. That's what makes us beautiful, is the differences between us, not the similarities. We don't need clones of the same people. We need different people, different mindsets, all working together, all speaking together in like an open way. Because again, if you close doors, if you lock doors, if you put up walls, then everyone's going to be fearful of everyone else because they don't know what's going on. They think everyone else is doing better than them. But if you take down those walls and you realize the truth, it's like, wow, all along we were just people that just wanted peace and community. We just wanted to feel connected. We just wanted to feel loved. We just wanted to be seen, So that's my opinion. And I hope that we move towards a world like that in the near future, because clearly the current system that we're living in doesn't work. And I don't see it lasting forever.